everybody. I'm your host, the one and only Mr. LP, Stephen Sykes, host of Enliven Radio, where we do nothing but tell the truth. I hope everybody's enjoying themselves today. Today is March 11th, 2014, and we were blessed to have a wonderful and beautiful day outside after all the cold and wind and slippering of ice, black ice, and everything else on the road. So we are grateful. I want to thank everybody that's listening to us on LegacyInternetRadio.com and also on MixLR.com. We have a very, very good show today, but as promised, before I start each and every show, I'll always open it up with a prayer. Dear Lord, thank you very much for allowing us to gather together to help share and enlighten us with a whole lot of knowledge and information. Please help us take these words to be true and use it as we go throughout the day and help not only enrich our lives but enrich others. Please help us make sure we take care of ourselves in mind, body, and spirit. In Jesus' name we pray. Amen. I should have had you over here say that, Wanda. We have wonderful people here today. And it's one of the few times that when I call everybody did show up. So I am very grateful. I'm going to go around the room and things, and I'm going to let everybody introduce themselves. First off, I have my lovely co-host here. I'm going to let her say her name.
Hello, it's Miss Brandy.
Hello,
How's
Miss
everybody?
Brandy.
I'm good. I'm trying to get through this nice day. A little bit tired today, so forgive me if my energy's low.
That's not a problem. We're going to get you right back up.
I hope so. I need it.
Okay. And we have some lovely guests, but first off, I'm going to get Miss... Yeah, see, she's over here in the back corner, but busy. I'm going to come around her in a little bit because you pass... She has the mic over there? Oh, yeah. I'll let her you're part of the crew, so you get to introduce yourself too first.
This is Bless. It's been a beautiful day today. And how is everyone doing in here? Let's liven this up a little bit on Enliven Radio. How's everybody?
Tired.
All right.
You made some money today, Miss Bless?
Every day.
Okay, cool. Can I get some?
No.
Okay, all right. I know not to call you at 2 o'clock in the morning if something happens. Okay.
You know what? We'll talk about that later.
And I'm going to go back on the back side over here, and I have the lovely... No, you.
Candace Wertz.
Hello, Miss Candace Wertz. How are you doing today?
I'm great. How are you?
I'm doing all right. And we have Miss...
Shiretta Burt.
Miss Burt, how you doing?
I'm great.
All right. And we also have the guest, the main guest over here for today. And starting directly in front of me, we have the lovely, ultra positive and fun.
It's just really thick. This is Victoria Ashby.
Excuse me, I can't hear your name.
This is Victoria Ashby from Boxcutter magazine.
Hello. How you doing?
How's everybody?
Doing good, doing good. And where are you from?
From Norfolk, Virginia.
Norfolk. Is that how we say it now?
I'm from Norfolk.
Doggone it. Damn.
How do you say it?
Norfolk.
Norfolk. No way.
And everything, at least, come on, dang. I understand that, Reconstruction came late in the South, but still.
It would still be Norfolk.
Okay, I just wanted to let you know. Okay. And we have to your left the lovely and passionate Miss Blondie over here.
Yes, the one and only blonde Olivia Ashby.
Keep the mic near the mouth, please. Help me out.
I'm sorry. Once again, the one and only blonde Olivia Ashby from Boxcutter magazine.
Okay, good to see you.
Good to see you.
Now, there's two ladies at Boxcutter. No one has a Boxcutter on them. I just want to make sure.
You don't know what I got.
I was about to say, my car. That's a different story.
I just want to make sure, I had no medical detectives over here. We all in Richmond's outside. I just want to make sure. Mm-hmm. Okay. The purpose of today's show is we have a very important topic. And as a resident gentleman in the room, I'm very tired of seeing domestic violence happening. We have all types of violence out there, mental, emotional, physical, sexual, all these different types of things. And I'm pretty pissed off about it. I've walked up on somebody, both men and women, in different situations, beating up on somebody. I've had family members, friends, lost friends with this situation. And I'm personally tired of it. People get mad at me all the time, but I don't give a dang. And it needs to be stopped. But people always have all these misconceptions, these false beliefs. You wanted it, you called it on yourself, you think you just can stay in it. If you really want to, you can get out. All these different things. You put yourself in a bad situation. People forget the devil's at work every single day, and you can be doing all the right things as things happen, but good Lord don't let you get out of it unless you didn't think you were strong enough to get through it. So that's why I asked you lovely ladies here. All of you are strong in your own right and a whole bunch of different things. Thus, I asked Miss Victoria Ashby here and her lovely sister to come talk to us about their organization. And before we do, I'll make everybody, as a rule, read something positive. Y'all thought I was forgot, didn't you?
I did.
All right. Because, before we do anything besides prayer, it's always about starting things off with positivity, And ever since then, everything's been going good for me. I'm waiting for the money part of it to come through, but we're getting there. So, Miss Brandy, you co-host, you start it off.
All right. So my quote is, replace the word can't with can. Know that you can, believe that you can, and know with all of your heart that you will. You will succeed in spite of any obstacles that may try to hinder you. There's so much power in having a positive attitude, positive mindset, and positive outlook.
Amen. Woo! Good one. Save that. You might need it later.
I like that one.
Okay. I'm going to go back. Miss Shiretta, how you doing? Miss Rita, give me Miss Rita the mic, okay? How you doing?
I'm great.
Where you from, Miss Rita?
I'm from Norfolk.
Norfolk too. See, you said it like me. See? Okay. All right, not a problem. All right, and what did you have today?
Okay, my quote is, trust me, if you do not decide where you are heading and refuse to take the appropriate action, you will end up being shaped into what others would have you become. Then any change will not be made for your benefit, but for theirs. And this quote is by Chris Murray.
Thank you very kindly. I appreciate it. Now, Miss Candace, who decided not to play our game today, she's on punishment and everything else.
I didn't want to read a quote, but I can tell you this is what I personally believe. Mm-hmm. Don't ever stop believing in yourself, because your dreams do come true.
Amen. I like that.
Amen to that. Amen
She got
to
you.
that.
Fix your face. Fix your face. It's okay. What's wrong?
Boom.
Okay, yeah. Bless is going to go ahead and read her so we can get this over with. What is the difference between an obstacle and an opportunity? Our attitude towards it. Every opportunity has a difficulty, and every difficulty has an opportunity. And this is by J. Sidlow Baxter.
Awesome.
Like
And by the way, Miss Candace, I'm going to be the gentleman here, and that's a very positive quote. Thank you. You're all punishment. Miss Olivia.
Okay, the quote I have is by Victoria Adino. Always strive to aim for the highest peak of the goals in life you have set. This way, if you manage to reach even halfway toward a goal, landing in the middle is not such a bad place to end up.
Woo!
That's mine.
Woo!
Good one.
That's a good one. Miss Victoria.
Mine is, life is a bowl of cherries. Some cherries are rotten while others are good. It's your job to throw out the rotten ones and forget about them while you enjoy eating the ones that are good. There are two kinds of people: those who choose to throw out the good cherries and wallow in all the rotten ones, and those who choose to throw out all the rotten ones and savor all the good ones.
Woo! Good one. All right, and the last one I shall have, I was going to skip myself, but I'll play. Today is a new beginning, a chance to turn your failures into achievements and your sorrows into so goods. So be good to each other and yourselves. No room for excuses, Mr. Joe Brown. All right, now transitioning on. Which one of you two sisters here want to go first about your organization? You have, I'm going to let you, Miss Victoria, we're going to just start off with you, sister, in the middle.
How did you know? Did I say that?
I just could read the eyes. That's all that matters. All right. Tell us about Boxcutter Magazine, the whole organization. Fill me in. Help us know what's going on.
Well, Boxcutter Magazine, it started out as a newsletter. in the Hampton Roads area. And coming from two survivors of domestic violence, I'm a survivor of domestic violence, and so is my sister. We found that there isn't a publication that you can go to where it inspires those who suffer in silence. Besides going to a shelter or going to a woman's clinic, there isn't anything that talks about the afterlife, the healing part of it, coming back from the event itself, showing the other side of how when women, after they heal, after they transform and get help, to show how they've gotten back on their feet. Boxcutter magazine is basically a vessel to where survivors can come and share their testimonies, share their stories, and give encouraging words to those who are suffering in silence, whether at home or in the public eye, at work, we don't know. But that's what we want to, those are people that we're targeting in this magazine. It's not just for women, it's also for men. As well, because we know men go through domestic violence themselves, all sorts, whether it's financial, whether it's emotional, and some physical. But it's not spoken of, and it's not really talked about either. And
you put down emasculated and a whole bunch of other things that goes on with that.
Exactly. So we wanted to come out with something that, by the way, is going to be quarterly. Where we would go around in the Hampton Roads area. We will allow survivors to talk about their story as much as they want to, as explicit as they want to, with no hold bar, with no judgment, and just hopefully that their testimony and their story will encourage other people to want to come out or either seek help.
Amen. Miss Olivia, what would you like to contribute to that?
Hello. To piggyback on what my sister was saying, yes, it is definitely geared towards those who are surviving, have survived, and trying to keep those from becoming survivors by staying away from the situations. But we also called it Boxcutter because we step outside of the box. We hit issues that a lot of people do not want to touch on, that churches don't want to speak about. And the reason I say that is because a minister told me, instead of leaving, to pray for that person. So there's a lot of things that go along with domestic abuse, domestic violence. We also try to trigger what triggers the person. We also speak with abusers who want to give their testimonies. But we also have a little bit of fun in it, fashion, entertainment. We want to bring life to it. We don't want it to be depressing because we want to help those survive and show that though we were battered, we're not bitter, we're definitely better. So hopefully this will touch a lot of people.
Amen. I'm going to go around the room. First off, Miss Brandy.
Yes.
For those who want to share their stories and information, how can they do that?
Well, if you have anything to share, any questions or comments, you can call in at 804-402-2893. The number again is 804-402-2893.
Awesome. Now, you have a little bit of a story or a couple of thoughts regarding this. Do you mind sharing?
Well, basically, I feel like I like the idea of being better, not bitter, what you said. That's a really good saying because I feel like after going through something like that, you do tend to be extremely bitter towards every man, not just ones that you think are abusive. It's every man. So that's the point I'm kind of at in my life right now. I say that because I'm just kind of very standoffish, and I don't want to say lack the confidence, but it's just kind of like, someone can take so much out of you that you kind of get to the point where you wonder what's the point of even trying. So I do like that you guys have this organization. I think it's a good idea. My personal experience with it is just having someone go as far as even abusing my dog. Like, I was reading through the pamphlet and I was seeing like animal abuse, like to hurt me, he would go as far as like throw my dog. I had a little tiny dog. He'd throw him out the back door into the alley or kick him down the steps or something. So it's not always against the person physically themselves, and I think that's what a lot of women fail to realize. It can be against you, it can be against something you care about or love, verbally. So abuse comes in a lot of different forms.
Amen. If you mind passing the mic back to Miss Shiretta, what are your thoughts of this young lady?
My thoughts is, for number one, also trying to recognize the signs. Because everyone I have heard always say, he loves you, or her, she loves you. If she didn't care about you, she wouldn't go this far, or he wouldn't go this far. But knowing within yourself, you know it's not right, and try to pair up with someone who can help you get out of this situation. Not to stay in it, but even if you are in it, there is ways that you can get out. You don't have to stay there. And my personal experience was, I had the pusher. He would always push me, but it would soon end up being physically hit if I hadn't have left, if my mother didn't talk to me. But a lot of people do not have someone to talk to, and this is a great place to go to try to get help, to try to talk to someone, to get an insight from someone else. They don't want to always just see you without a person, but they want to see you with someone that love you, that care for you, and that's going to treat you the way you need to be treated. That's my insight.
That's awesome. Miss Candace.
She's so pretty, y'all.
Yeah, no, she face like that. Now, see, when I'm ready to go to battle, I'm taking this woman with me, because she's always ready to get her dukes up. So I ain't worried about that. But you know, but Miss Candace, what you got going on, young lady?
I think the concept of your magazine, I like the concept. I think it's an awesome thing that you're doing to help women and men out in the community, giving them a place to come to, a safe place, and they can share their thoughts and their feelings. And I just want to say, keep up the good work. And I'm really excited for you guys.
Thank you.
Miss Blessed.
Well, the part that hit me the most was where you said that the church would tell them to just pray for the other individual, don't leave. And that's the part that struck me. I haven't been a victim of abuse as far as, everyday type thing. Mine was a one time. It was a sexual abuse. And never, you say that would never happen. It opened my eyes to see people for who they could be instead of how they look on the outside. So you have to be prepared for anything. And I'm glad that you all have a newsletter out to keep people aware of the signs of what could happen.
One of the things y'all have touched on, tipped my hand on a couple of different directions I wanted to go through, and I'm going to work with Reverse and all of you church women, and a couple of you ladies are heavily involved with the churches and stuff like that. And I'm going to come back to you, Miss Candace, first. Okay, we have one of the things that you have regarding things in the community. Everybody says you should go for church, regardless of your money, financial, this, that, and the other. Go to your pastor, go to church. But we'll come to expect that the church is nosy. We don't want people in our business and all these other things. And you would think that you have a lot of women, positive, who's there to support each other. But we also have the cattiness, the backbiting, all that other foolishness. Why is the church not present today? And I'm going to ask Miss Bless about it too. Why is the church today not standing up and doing enough, in my view, as a whole, to help this problem, regardless of denomination? I'll come heavy with the questions. Sorry.
You want me to go ahead?
No, she got to go first.
I can't speak for other churches.
No, I'm asking for you personally.
Wait a minute.
I'm sorry.
I can't speak for other churches, but the church that I attend, Second Baptist Church of Ruther Glen, where my father, Arthur Wertz, is the pastor. Mm-hmm. If you have issues, you can come to my mom and my dad, and you can discuss things with them. They are open-minded. They would never say, just pray for that person to stay in a situation. They would say, you need to pray for them, but you need to leave too, because your safety is more important than anything else. So I can't speak on any other church, any other pastors, any other first ladies, but I can touch on my parents, and that's what they would say. Because there have been incidents with people in our church that have gone through that situation, and my parents have been the backbone and been there for them, and then the support of the church to get them out that situation and get them in a safe place. So that's all I can touch on. I can't touch on any other church.
See, I wish we had more churches like your church. That's why I came to you first regarding that, for a reason and things like that. Ms. Blessed. I set people up. Sorry.
That's no problem. Being that I play the piano for different churches, I don't usually attend my home church that much, but there are so many different ministries that go on. And the churches that I attend, they're usually smaller, so they have so many different things that they're trying to do that women don't usually talk about this, so they don't bring it to the attention of the church for them to be like the lady that wears the scarlet letter. It becomes something shameful for a lot of people, so they don't want to talk about it, especially not in church. It becomes something between God and them alone instead of going to the church. That's my interpretation of it.
All right. Miss Shiretta.
I agree. That's the way I believe they look at more of raising funds and doing everything else for the church, that they overlook they don't look in people's lives, very closely. They just try to figure out, if you come to them, they might give you a short answer, but are they going to look back in on it? Might not, because they're busy with other activities. And that's what I believe.
All right. Ms. Brandy.
I pretty much agree with everyone that's commented. I think that a lot of the times in church, you don't want to be that person who kind of puts all their business out there. You feel like you might be judged, or you kind of want to keep things behind closed doors that goes on in your home. So I think sometimes it's hard to come forward, and then when you do, sometimes people criticize you and they say, oh, you're not living right. If you were living right, this wouldn't happen. So I think people are also afraid of that judgment. So I just feel like churches can be a little bit more supportive, all in all, for cases like this.
All right. Miss Vicky.
I would have to say I agree with everything that everyone is saying as well. But on a personal note, I know that churches are churches. Churches are built of human people. And some people don't want to get involved just for the fear of it, or just because they just honestly don't know how to help. I know when I went to try to get help, I was just visiting a church, and I was turned away because I wasn't a member of a church. And I really feel like that particular person that I went and asked at that particular church just really was just uncomfortable. And it's a situation that is uncomfortable. So if you're not used to dealing with it on a daily basis, if you don't have a network of people to point another individual to, people get afraid of getting involved. They don't know which way to go. So they kind of turn away. And it's sad because you don't know what could happen with that person when they walk out the door. And that's what I was facing. So I'm not angry at the churches. It's just understanding that the churches are built of people. Everybody has their own reasoning. Everybody is human. So you can't expect just because you go to a church that church is going to fix every single problem, even if it's brought to their attention.
Awesome. Ms. Olivia?
I also agree with what everyone has stated about the church. And again, I do like what you said, Ms. Candace, about you can only speak for your church experience. I believe, in my opinion, that it's a fine line to cross. I believe that a lot of churches do want to help and are willing, but lack of knowledge, not just from resources, but lack of knowledge of member lives. A lot of members don't want to tell their business because they believe the minister's going to use it as a sermon. Or if I tell you, there's cliques in churches, so for people who don't think they are. But they just don't want their business out, or they're afraid that, well, if I say this, what's going to happen? It's a fine line. It's a very fine line, but it starts with the individual. It starts with us in our heart. Are we comfortable enough to say, if this minister doesn't help, I'm going to go to someone else? And to be mature in your spiritual life, to still seek the word also. Seek the word, and you will definitely get a person. You have someone that'll come to you. So it's about growth and just being comfortable. It's hard. It's hard. It's a very fine line. Very fine line.
One of the things that happens out there with before I want to continue, we touched on it, but I want to go ahead and make sure that we define because everybody has their own level of definition. But I want to go ahead and touch, but everybody assumes is all the physical, obviously. It may be the number one. But there's also the financial. There's the deflective, where we talked about the animals and other ways we hurt people. There's the emotional. There's the mental. And there's probably a few more things. If you don't mind, Miss Victoria, can you talk about those things? And more importantly, I would say to find one of the things that people overlook is the financial and the deflective.
Financial abuse. I can speak of it. I guess I can give an example from a personal experience, to where the person will threaten to leave them if they don't give them a certain amount of money, or to say, well, if you don't buy me these clothes or buy me these shoes or pay these bills or buy me this car, then that must mean you don't love me. People, they use finances as a way to keep that person with them. I think we all can pretty much have a definition of mental abuse, with the mind games and the brainwashing and trickery. Physical abuse, we all know physical abuse is something you can see on the outside, but it doesn't always start on the outside, Usually the physical abuse is the last resort. It usually starts out as something as small as financial abuse. It's a state of control. All of it is a state of control. It's just what level they use to see if it works. So if financial abuse works, say for my sister, if this is a means for me to control her, then he'll keep using it, or she'll keep using it. If mental abuse works, then I'll keep using it. If emotional abuse, which emotional and mental kind of ties in together, if it works, they'll keep using it. Usually it escalates to the physical part, and that's usually when it's gone too far.
What would you say the issues or the misconceptions that people will have regarding the abuse? All the different things, if you can touch on it.
From what I've heard is this person must be poor. I've heard this person must come from a background where they grew up in it all their life. A lot of times that's not true. I've heard, I've heard so many things. I've heard that this person has low self-esteem. This person does things to cause it to happen. I hear a lot of that when we talk to people. And we hear people blame themselves for that. When 9 times out of 10, it's not even their fault. A lot of the misconceptions of it happens in the projects. We hear that too. When majority of the time, a lot of the police calls and police reports come from the suburbs. A lot of another myth is that it only happens in the African American culture, and it only happens in the Hispanic culture. Actually, I have a police officer that's a good friend of mine, and 9 times out of 10, he gets called to more ethnic groups of the other kind, of Caucasian, more than anything else. And speaking with that officer, he told me a lot of people that have money and power can hide it better because they have money. They can go seek help privately. They can go off somewhere. They can leave their spouse for long periods of time. So it's a lot of myths. It's really because people are guessing. No one's taking the time to actually find out what the actual truth is. It's so much out here. It's like you don't really know where to start, where to begin, because it happens to so many different classes of people, so many types of people. So it's just amazing every time I think about it.
Well, I'm going to come to you, Olivia and Brandy. Y'all two went through a couple of individual similar situations. And I'm going to start with you, Miss Olivia, first. What are some of the signs that you are aware of? If you can touch on your situation a little bit more. And then in addition, what were some of the signs that were there that you either A, you recognized it, or B, did not recognize it? And how did you tackle it? So I guess it's 3 things.
Okay, I can tackle that. Touching a little bit on my experience that I had, the first thing that I will say, I was coming out of a bad situation where I felt a person didn't want me in the church. I'm not blaming the church, so this fell on myself. The second thing, our first date with my abuser was to church because he knew that's where my heart was. So clearly I felt, well, this is my assignment. This got to be the one. He was handsome, and he just had a swag about himself. You know, he just had it. The line that he used, if I didn't have 5 kids, I would give you the world. And I'm like, well, at least he's honest about it. So all that played out. The first year was fine. We became good friends. But then when he saw that I was too independent, something snapped. Something triggered. I'm not going to say it was me, but it triggered. And it went from being called names to not being able to go home, to not being able to drive my car, to being beaten and choked every other day. I wanted to stay at work. And that went on for 2 years. The signs at the time I was not aware of, even with watching Lifetime movies. And I always say, that can't be me, that can't be me. I blamed it on the alcohol until I realized he would drink to get drunk enough to hit me.
Was that a form of escapism for him, or it was just...
Well, he liked to drink anyway,
okay.
But it was his excuse. But he had to get to a certain level of intoxication to have the confidence to do it.
So he felt less powered because of your level of independence.
Right.
And so the alcohol made him feel better. Made him feel like he was a man.
Exactly.
And then he can do it. But when he wasn't doing it, he was fine.
No.
Okay.
No. He's a misogynist.
Okay.
He despises women, but he loves to demean and demoralize them and just, take control. He will tell you women are the filthiest thing on this planet. But I stayed because I thought that was the right thing to do, but then I was ashamed to go home with the bruises and the marks. I did not want people to see that because I'm supposed to be this strong woman. I lost friends. A lot of my friends turned their back on me and said, I can't have a dumb friend that's going to sit there and get beat. One of the misconceptions my sister was speaking on was people tend to think, just leave. If people could just leave, we wouldn't have overfull shelters that are turning people away. It's not that easy. Because one of the things that happened with me not leaving, I felt I didn't want another woman to profit off of what I put in. There is no way I'm going to leave you. You're going to treat that woman better. That was a form of control. So with all that being stated, the signs that I see now for me that I would help tell someone else to recognize, number one, their confidence level. If a man comes to you with a sob story, run quick, because a man is a man and a man will survive. Number two, it's a quote or a cliche, the way a man treats his mother, you best believe he's going to treat you that way. He was horrible to his mother, to the point of pushing and shoving, and she was crippled. She was crippled.
Oh, see, now he got his...
He was crazy. He was bananas. He was bananas. Listen to how they talk to you. If they're intimidated by your knowledge and because you are independent, run quick, because he's going to try to snatch that. It's little things that you can see. And it was just speaking to me because when you were talking about your situation, it's levels that you go through. First, you're sad and depressed, and this is when you get out of it. After you're sad, you get angry. After you get angry, you get pissed off because you start reflecting on what in the world happened and you get mad at yourself. But now you're at that bitter stage. That means it's ending. You watch what I tell you. It's ending. I was bitter for 3 years, honey. Mm-hmm. And for a man to breathe on me, I got nauseous. Like I was in a grocery store and I was buying feminine products. And of course, it's in the same aisle as the condoms and things like that. And the guy said, "You look nice today." Well, you about to do something tonight, ain't you? I just in full line, flip it out, and then left with my products. just left.
I don't blame you.
That's that bitter stage. But once you have fully forgiven that person, truly forgiven them, not for what they've done, but showing you how not to be loved, that bitterness is going to go. And it took me a long time to do that. But I'm happy now. I'm very happy now. I'm in a good place. So I would hope for men and women, if a man meets a woman and that woman is automatically assertive, you better walk away from that thing because she got something with her. And that's real. A woman is delicate like a flower. She's supposed to be kind of calm debonair and cool, collected, but not all that loud obnoxiousness.
See, that's the part that a lot of guys can't stand. I'm willing to deal with it because obviously, and I'm probably a little bit more patient. I took a lot more hits than I should have, and I've been a fool. Yes, I'm willing to admit it, but I took a lot. But the thing is, you realize so many women are going through hurt, and same saying goes, through the test of time, hurt people hurt people.
Right.
And
right.
I don't need you holding the door. I got this. Okay, well, she got so much independence, whatever. I'm not trying to take away your independence. I'm just doing what I'm supposed to do in my view.
Right.
But a lot of them have that problem. So that's what continues on, and it manifests itself further and further and further.
But you have to recognize that you're doing it. I did it. I would have. I love the Lord, been saved since 2001, y'all, but I am not perfect. I went through that phase of I would have a one night stand on purpose just to see what it feel like, and get up, don't sleep in here, wash up at home, you got to get out of here. And I did that for a whole year, and I didn't feel bad about it until I wasn't getting nothing out of it, because I wanted to see what it felt like to be him. I just wanted to see, but it wasn't me. But I was feeling myself. Get out of here.
I understand. Hey,
breakfast? Nah.
You can't even get a sandwich, right?
No,
like
no water. No water.
But now, how did you get yourself? You explained it, but what other tools and things that you use to get yourself out of it?
In all honesty, I read a lot. I read a lot of self-help books. I also journal every day. I believe in writing down, because you can go back and read what happened the day before, the month before. When you go back and read what happened to you, it keeps you from going back into that same situation. So I believe in journaling, keeping a note of what's going on in your life, and just keeping busy, doing positive things. I kind of stayed away from the club scene a lot. Now, I do like to dance, y'all. I do like that, but I had to get out of that busyness, that busy lifestyle. A lot of self-healing. I took myself on dates, and I picked up different hobbies. Hair, honey. I buy hair, and that's what I do. Don't be over there.
No, I was reading.
Don't be over there. But it's something that makes you feel good. And Zumba, believe it or not, is really what did it. Yeah, I felt like a woman. I was twisting. I didn't know I could twist like that. I was twisting. But I felt like a woman when I walked out, and that's all I wanted to feel. I just wanted to feel like a woman again.
But the good thing is you did it on your own. You made yourself whole.
Right.
People got this misconception you got to need two halves to make a whole and all that stuff. You need two holes to make a whole.
Well, my sister, she a little mean thing right here. So if I cry, she's like, well, you better suck that up. And it's 2 years now. But she was doing it out of love. Like, you have a choice in your life. You're either going to be hurt and stay hurt, or have been hurt and move on.
Mm-hmm.
So I definitely thank her for that.
We use that old island parable that we used to hear all the time. Even when our grandmother, bless her soul, she's not here anymore, but she used to always tell us, baby, you're going to either have to crap or get off the toilet. She used to tell us that all the time. You're either going to hold it or let it go. And the longer you allow it to consume your life, it's a choice. It's a choice. At some point, it becomes a choice. Do you continue to allow to live in the past? Do you continue to allow yourself to walk around in sorrow and anger and despair? Or do you say, you know what, today is the day I'm going to take myself to lunch. Today is the day I'm going to go get my hair done. Today's the day I'm going to change my style. I'm going to put makeup on today. I'm going to put some heels on. I'm going to go outside. Today's the day that I take my life back. And that's the choice. Those are the choices that you have to make. You can't wait. It's not going to be given to you. It's not going to be given to any one of us. So you have to make a decision. You got to make a choice and say, you know what, today, March 11th, is the day I decide to take my life back. I decide to go and find Victoria again.
There you go. What you mentioned island? What island?
Guyana.
Okay.
That's your car out there with the flag and
You noticed that? We have a reggae fan over here too, and things like that. I don't have. I'm sorry, I don't have any reggae. I meant to get some for you because I know.
That's okay. That's all right. I got plenty on my phone.
Okay, send me a song. I'll get that for you, girl. Miss Brandy, hi.
Hello.
How you doing?
I'm okay.
Okay, you doing good?
Not bad.
Okay. Did you earn any money today?
Did I what today?
Earn any money today?
I hope so. I went to work, so
Okay.
let's
All right.
hope they do what they're supposed to
Do
do.
I get a deduction on that thing, my 5%?
The stuff I deal with at work, I gotta say no.
Okay.
I'm just gonna say no. I'm not even gonna give an explanation.
Okay,
No.
that's not a problem. Okay, we work with that. We had a situation over the weekend I wanted to get to, but I'm going to get to that this weekend. No, you know what I'm talking about. No, the situation we went through this weekend, I wanted to hit on that. Don't make me forget. Okay. Miss Brandy, same set of questions for you. Do you remember them all?
No, can you please repeat
We are how old and we can't pay attention. We tell our kids, we smack our kids, pay attention, I tell you, and we can't do it a dang. So that tells
I got so caught up in the stories. That I
okay,
forgot,
not a problem.
so.
All right. We similar to like her, you went through similar situations. If you don't mind, if you feel comfortable up to speaking, and then in addition, what are some of the signs that you recognize and try to avoid, or you recognize after the fact, and what did you do to get yourself out of it?
Well, like Miss Olivia said, I feel like a lot of the reason behind his abuse was because of his drinking. And also, like you said, he needed that kind of extra confidence to do the things he would do. So it was nothing for him to go out to a bar, leave me at home all night, of course, no friends, family, moved me way out, isolated me 3 hours away from anybody, relatives. And so I'm stuck in the house, no car, nobody to call to come over. He'd come home very late. Sometimes I'd wake up to him like peeing on me, you know, like all types of crazy stuff from being drunk. And then we'd argue, and it might start off as like a push or something like that. And then the angrier he got, if I tried to fight back, it would make him even angrier. So it kind of turned into just a one-sided thing after a while, because I knew if I were to maybe defend myself, or even sometimes I wouldn't even argue or be like, what are you doing? I would ignore it, because it's like when you do that, it sometimes upsets them more. So you almost become defenseless to the fact that someone is doing these things to you. So what I started doing, being that I was so far away from family and friends, is I would keep kind of like a bag ready for me and my son. So when these things did happen and he would go to sleep, I could easily call and get a train ticket home or whatever in the middle of the night, catch a cab, and I would leave. But unfortunately, because we had a child, he used that against me as well, to always come back. I need to see my son. I need to see my son. My son needs his father. And it became very hard for me because I was confused. I was like, well, yeah, my son needs his father, but do I want my son to grow up like his father, having him as an example? So that was probably my most difficult thing. And long story short, it's still kind of going on because I left finally for good about 2 years ago. I left for good. Came home, started working 3 jobs, doing what I had to do. And he convinced me to send my son to spend his birthday with him just for the weekend, and he never sent him back. So now I'm fighting to get my son back. And because my son wasn't born here, I have no rights to take him from the state. So, I can't bring him to Virginia and just be done with it. So he's using him now still as a form of control. It's not physical anymore, but it hurts me every day, and that's why I'm bitter. I'm not bitter because of anything he did physically to me. It's the emotional part of it, that's the worst. That hurts. That's the longest thing to heal. I feel like, because I'm over the physical. I feel like the physical made me a better person. Exactly, and I'd rather you do it and get it over with than to drag out that internal pain. So I feel like I'm dealing with that for who knows how long, and it's just been difficult, but I've let everything that he did so far make me better. I've let it just force me to get out and do more, as far as being more involved in activities, like you said, staying busy. So I look at it as kind of a good thing. He was probably my best mistake as far as bettering myself, because who knows what I would be doing otherwise. But that's my story, just trying to heal emotionally. I think it's the toughest part for some women, for a lot of women.
You will.
Miss Shiretta, how you doing?
I'm good.
Okay. Question for you. Do you think men, and I'm not placating or making excuses, but do you think that men going through this is because of and I have a view, but before I share it, do you think men are doing this because of life's just so bad and been just being put down, and regardless of race, just been going through so much the last 20, 30 years that they just taking it out on more and more, or it's just other things going on?
I believe, well, like we said, a form of control, but to also make them bigger, to show that they are better than anyone else, or it's kind of hard to answer that.
But like, is it like because of society, jobs, and things are going on?
I believe that's what they put the excuse on. Mm-hmm. I really believe they use that as an excuse, as an escape to really scream out what's going on inside of them. They rather hit, they rather scream at you if they feel like you're lower than them, belittling you. Mm-hmm. But that most of all is the control. It's the control. When a man feel like they're losing control, they're losing everything. It's like you're snatching the ground from under their feet and they're just falling. Mm-hmm. So in order to get themselves back up, they try to step on the smallest thing that they can. And the saddest thing about it, the most delicate thing, like Olivia was saying, a flower, a woman, a child, an animal, someone that they feel that they can't defend themselves. So they would rather take it out on that, or a wall, because it can't hit them back. I mean, sorry to make light of it, but
I'd rather they hit the wall than a wall.
Right, please hit the wall, but
break your hand, not a woman.
Exactly. And then they'll go and scream at the doctors because they're trying to put their hand in the cast. But either way, though, it's the form of the control that they lose.
Miss Candace, you're itching. Yes, you are.
I'm not itching. To answer your question, my personal beliefs are, I really don't care what you're going through in life. I don't care how stressed out you are, how depressed you are, how angry you are, whatever. No one has the right to put their hands on anybody. As simple as that. There are so many other outlets that you can do to get your anger out. You can exercise. You can go to the gym. And if you're so angry that you need to punch something, take a boxing class. Mm-hmm. Get a personal trainer. I mean, there's just so many different outlets to release anger or frustration than putting your hands on somebody. So it's not an excuse. Regardless of what's going on, there's things you need to do to get yourself together and don't hurt anybody.
Miss Blessed?
Well, there's so many different people out there, period. There are a lot of men that have been at war. They have post-traumatic stress disorder. There are some people that have lost their jobs, lost their homes. I mean, and for the regular person that may have the American dream, it is so many things that could go wrong that could be taken away from them that they, like she said earlier, they don't have control. So they find the one thing that they feel like they can control and they overdo it. So that's my opinion of it.
The view I have is, and I'm trying not to sound insensitive or anything, because I've seen it from both sides of what's going on. Some don't even recognize it. Recently, and I want to say it was Tony Dorsett on ESPN or something, and they were talking about the head injuries and all the other different stuff, and I forgot the medical condition, so please forgive me. And so I will try to live as best as I can. But he was going through so much PTSD and all these other things that he blanked out and started yelling at his daughter. He didn't hit them, but he was just yelling, going off. He was so violent. He's still a big man, running back. And he was going through all these different things. And it wasn't until I think he got somebody said something to him or they showed a video, he didn't know. The man almost tried to kill himself because he grew up in seeing the violence of men. He was always helping men to stop doing this, other football players, because it's part of the culture, unfortunately, still to this day. But he almost killed himself because he was like, I can't believe I did this to my wife and my daughter. And they knew Similar how women in general are like, you know, he's going through this, I'm going to support him and things like that. But he recognized he did it and went to get help. It wasn't of him trying to be. Now, all this came from football injury. It wasn't from being abused or he was hurt or all this other stuff. So it's a little bit different take on it. But I think about that in terms of Agent Orange in the war, the Vietnam War, the Korean War, the Forgotten War, World War I, II, and all these other different things, or even the last 20 years with overseas and things like that. I've seen friends in school go, come back, going. So one person come back straight in the same way he came, but everybody else, I don't know anybody else that even just served 4 years, never been the same person. And I've always personally, I have nothing. I don't hate anybody that goes to the military, but I've always had a problem that I still feel to this day they don't do enough for people. And then now you're coming home, all these different problems, and people are hurt, and not just for the individual, but they don't do enough for the mental and emotional support for the families. So that was a big issue for me. But and at the same time, not giving that as an excuse, but at the same time, a lot of men are punks today. And I'm gonna be harsh with this a little bit. Because of a lot of men were gone 40s, you know, and granted it's been happening a test of time, but eventually it's going to come back in a worse way. And I think it started even hit it to its hardest in the late 80s. When you have the thousands from the war, you're leaving home for so many years to build railroads, to now houses, to the industrial age for the cars, houses, steel mills, and then, you know, now the technological explosion from the early 70s on, men are gone. And then they had the issues with the war, and then they don't like the fact that women's suffrage and now for voting. It's all going to total up, and then you're killing each other. We're dead, some gay, whatever the case may be. And now we're not available anymore for your sons or daughters, and then the situation's manifesting further and further and further. And now these children are growing up without any guidance. We let society, we blow up the bad things in life, and they gravitate that because it's important and look cool and whatever, and it's now getting worse and worse and worse. And then now punks are raising punks and everything else, and it thinks that this is cool, this is that. I made a post that kind of ticked off some people yesterday about World Star Hip Hop. Just kept seeing all these women and men, got my bees, got my money, got my hoes, got my nine. There was we talked about this on Marcus J's show yesterday. You know, Half Stepping with Marcus J on Mondays from 7 to 9:30 on LegacyInternetRadio.com. There was the little girl, Little Bootsy, the rapper, come out, and his daughter, little 5 or 6 year old, made all this rap and my N words and this and that, and they posted it on Instagram, and it blew up. Versus. And Jason Weaver made some comments about it. And versus saying, you know, okay, he got out, fine. He's going to get his life right. He's going to do things. He's not going. I would like for a man to come back out. You know, for some reason, it's a rite of passage to come out of jail and make a rap album. I joke about it sometimes. I'm like, I'm going to make an album. I mean, I would have made some success, but it's sad. Instead of saying, I went to school, I went this and that, because now. Even though there are people who've gotten 2 or 3 degrees while they're in jail and all these other different things and trying to make their life, but they don't get anywhere. But as soon as I act a fool, we get further. So now this is coming along, and then now we're slapping women and doing everything else. And it's like, what are we going to do? So that's where I get mad, as like saying, seeing a lot of men are punks. And we work hard. We got a lot of good fathers out there who's doing what they're supposed to do and don't get recognition. It's sad to the point where on Father's Day, which is not glorified, you know, nowhere near, I think, and I know people get mad about that when I say that we need to up Father's Day like we do Mother's Day. Do more than say, here's your tie, here's your toolbox, leave them home, let them sleep and watch football all day, whatever. There's got to be more than that. We need to do more and saying, okay, we're appreciating. And I think that, and again, not giving an excuse, but if women in general show appreciation and just say thank you, and if you're going through some and allowed to be treated like a lady. You mentioned this, touched on this earlier. Sometimes we go so further along that we are not allowing people to treat you as a lady or things like that. So it's like, oh, forget it. I'm not gonna lie. Sometimes I feel like, dang, forget it. I'm tired. How many times I've been told I'm too nice and this, that, and the other, and sometimes I have been, but it would feel like I've left the door open for myself. I can't say it's all their fault, but I left the door open myself because I have a hard time transitioning of this is the way of the world. But I'm not gonna go out and beat women. First of all, I'm not gonna lie. I just got weight now because of medicine, but I was always the smaller one. All of y'all were bigger than me, and I would whip my tail in a minute. So I'm not gonna get, most of the time I'm around. I never knew until I got out of college. I never knew a woman under 5'10", 2-something playing basketball dunking. I mean, seriously, that could run a full back as well. So it's just the way it is. Thanks for everybody that's listening on LegacyInternetRadio.com and also MixLR.com. Mr. Cutting Edge, he's a member of Enliven Radio, and thank you very much. I don't know if you guys get to, and ladies, see all the different cartoons and animation and things that he puts up. This man is extremely talented. He does the little O on Capitol Hill. Please forgive me if I said the name wrong, sir. But he got a lot of wonderful things going on. Please follow his page. He has a series constantly going with his webpage and also on his Facebook page, Gigi, and has a lot of good things. He posted, says that hip-hop is an example of an inner self-destruction going in our communities. He also said conforming to society's ridiculous standards is wrong. One of the shows I enjoy is Boondocks. And it's satire. I didn't care if, and people say, well, Steve, you don't like the N-word and all this other stuff, but it was used in satire to show how stupid we sound and all the other different things. There's very few times I would say it's appropriately used, and I wish that we don't get to the point anymore that it won't be able to be used. So we go from there. We're going to take a small break and things like that and let everybody catch their breath, use the bathroom. We earn some money from sponsors and all the other good things and everything else. Does that say it again?
The chips made me gassy.
Okay, that's
Don't
not.
eat chips on an empty stomach, y'all.
Not a problem. And then again, we got when we come back from break, if you want to make a call to us and post your views, we can have it at
804-402-2893.
Cool. And you can also catch us at enlivenradio@gmail.com and post your questions on our Facebook page. I'm checking it out, or also on the MixLR. Yes, Mr. Cutting Edge, please, thank you. GG little O on and the hill. And he said Boondocks is funny. Magruder is brilliant. Yes, Aaron Magruder is the gentleman's name. It's very, very funny. Also, I enjoyed, I don't know if y'all ever see Black Dynamite, the cartoon or the movie. Hilarious. And things like that. So if you ever catch that. But as we go out, I want to let everybody know Miss Jocelyn Best is in the Norfolk area. She has an album release party coming out, and she has a lot of great music and things like that. And this is her first, originally from, I guess, the DC area, if I recall correctly, but resides her base herself in the Tidewater area, and she has a lot of great music. And in fact, her release party is March 15th on a Saturday. This Saturday is $10. You can catch it at 7 p.m. And she was very nice to send us some information. We're going to have an interview coming up with her. But you can also go to artistjocelynbest.com. That's ArtistJoselynBest.com. And she also has her Facebook page, jocelynbest.com. And we're going to play a couple of her songs and things like that going out. And we'll be back shortly. Stay classy, everybody.
Start been one of those days, yeah. When life becomes the sun, I wanna shade away. Life is what you make it. Sometimes you gotta take it. It makes you stronger. Oh, yeah. Leave yourself open for the change in this life you have. Sometimes I throw my hands up to the sky. I wanna be free, yeah. Make it all about me, yeah. Sometimes when I just don't want nobody around. Sometimes I wanna just sit and not hear a sound, yeah. Times when I wanna break out and be free of everybody that wants something from me, yeah.
Straight from the heart though, you can color it purple and beat it, just call me Harpo. Michael Jackson, I beat it, I needed to let my art show. Orthopedic, I stand on my own too. A car show, vroom vroom, I'm gone. Who knew the son of a lose-lose will rise? You look so surprised, I'm living every day like I will see tomorrow. No time for you to borrow, goodbye, sayonara.
Peace out. Times when I just don't want nobody. Times when I don't want nobody around. Sitting out every side. I don't wanna hear nothing. Times when I wanna break out and be. Everybody that wants something from me. Yeah. I just don't want nobody. I don't want nobody around. Sometimes I wanna just sit and not every side. I don't wanna hear nothing. I wanna break out and be free. Everybody that wants something from me. Oh yeah.
If they lying,
Then you must be half stepping.
ain't no half stepping with Marcus J, the flagship show, heard right here live from the den. Legacy Internet Radio every single Monday night from 7 p.m. to 9:30 p.m. We got socially conscious talk that's entertaining with a dash of humor and the top sports stories of the week. Ain't no half stepping with Marcus J, featuring S.Y. Butler and yours truly, Marcus J, and the crew every single week live from the den of Legacy Internet Radio. Ain't no half stepping with Marcus J. Check us out.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah. Oh yeah. Tired of sitting here wondering what it's gonna be like. Often thinking, am I gonna win? If it's gonna be right. Share my thoughts and dreams with enemies, people who really don't like me, holding on to what they have to say, they believe in what God promised me. If the tables turn, will they ever learn? Could you be me? Thoughts that came across an empty mind seems to always wonder, could I be, will I be, why not me? Not realizing that it's not our time, it's God's timing. Sometimes makes you wonder, when will it ever be my turn? Oh, I wonder, will the tables turn?
Independence is key to building your legacy. Legacy Internet Radio, the place to be for socially conscious talk that's entertaining with a dash of humor and the top sports stories of the week. Legacy Internet Radio currently broadcasting 6 days a week, starting on Mondays with Ain't No Half Stepping with Marcus J. Tuesdays Enliven Radio. Wednesdays, The Green Room version 2.0 with Jay Grizzy and Lissa P. Iron Horse Radio on Thursdays. Friday nights, we've got the sports show Clutch. And on Saturdays, we got a Bob Marley and the Family Reggae Mix along with Did They Just Play That Midday and Deep House Sessions with DJ Renee Melendez. All shows starting at 7 p.m. every single night, Monday through Saturdays. Legacy Internet Radio, the place to be for socially conscious talk that's entertaining with a dash of humor and the top sports stories of the week. Independence is key to building your legacy. Legacy Internet Radio.
Everybody take it out. Yeah, 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 yeah. Oh, 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 yeah.
Holistic care for the mind, body, and spirit. Free Spirit Enterprises, LLC is a parent company for Organic Creations, Jewelry by Design, Miller Publishing, and Consultation Services. Organic Creations offers you the best in natural, homemade skin and hair care products. Jewelry by Design allows you, the customer, to design your own jewelry as it is custom made just for you. Thinking of self-publishing a book or novel? Check out Miller Publishing and Consultation Services. Free Spirit Enterprises is where holistic care meets mind, body, and spirit. Visit us at freespiritenterprisesco.biz. That's FRESPIRITENTERPRISESCO.biz. Or you can call 804-252-6562. Like us on Facebook under Free Spirit Enterprises, LLC.
And we are back. How's everybody doing? First off, I want to say thank you, everybody, for listening and having patience with us here at Legacy Internet Radio. And we're here on Enliven Radio. We're here every Tuesday from 7 to 9. I want to give a rundown to the station of all our great shows that we have. On Mondays, we have from 7 to 9:30. We have Marcus J. and S.Y. Butler and the crew for 8 No Half Stepping with Marcus J. You, of course, you have us on Tuesdays in Enliven Radio. Make sure you check out all our YouTube pages, by the way, for us. We got a lot of great things coming up. I have the Empower the Women video series that's here. We got a lot of great interviews. We recently spoke to some Miss Crow, who's very known in the northeastern area for her family therapy and couples counseling and a whole bunch of different things. So we just have a lot of great interviews coming up and more Empowered Women video series. We also have on Wednesdays the Green Room 2.0 with Jay Grizzy and comedian Lissa P. I said it right, from 7 to 9 p.m. We also have on Thursday Iron Horse Radio about the biker experience and a whole bunch of different things going on with that. Good positive message and a lot of historical information on from 7 to 9. On Fridays, one of our newer and great shows, Clutch, sports, and guess what? They're going to talk about a little bit more sports. And towards the end, a few more things about sports. And they're going to have a lot of great things in there from 7 to 9. On Saturdays, a whole jam-packed day. We got Bob Marley and the Reggae Mix. Did they just play that? You're going to hear music from all types of different things. And at 7 p.m., Deep House Sessions with DJ Renee Melendez. We got a whole bunch of different things. And we got some more stuff coming up. So you're just going to have to stay tuned to Legacy Internet Radio. We just got so many different things. Yes. Miss Victoria, how you doing?
I'm doing fine.
Okay, cool. The Liberty ladies doing okay? Mm-hmm. Y'all look a little, you look a little tired.
Very tired.
Okay, I'm going to have to let all my energy come out on me and help y'all.
Need that
keep
1
going.
hour of sleep back.
I know, right? That's what it is. Yes.
Yeah.
Well, I'll see what I talked about at the time and see what we can do for you. Or, call your jobs and say you're coming in later because I said so. Okay, we got it like that.
Right. Okay. Yeah.
And Live and Radio got it like that.
See, my supervisor knows you already, so that might work. I might try that tomorrow.
Tell her to call me up. Tell her she needs to come up here.
I know. I've been telling her. I'm working on it.
She faking the funk up here and everything. She got to come up here. And Miss Bless, I thank you so very much because you, like me, got 50 jobs. You got me beat by 51. But I just want to say thank you very much because I don't get to see you as often as everybody else. So, it's always a delight to have you.
It's not a problem. Whenever I'm available and you need me, I'll be there.
Not a problem. I thank you so kindly. But I'm going to make sure I put a cot. Because
that'll work.
I'm going to have, next time I know better, I'm going to have to remind me I need to have food, a cot, and just give
some
you
tequila.
Tequila? Okay, I have no problem just to get you going. I made a mistake. Well, I won't say mistake, but I'm gonna start off. When I contact you, and I just want to let you know, you're not the only one I do this to.
Oh, so we can talk about
Yeah,
this
go
now?
ahead.
You
Yeah,
texting and emailing people after 12 o'clock. My mama said if you don't call before 10, it's not important.
It's important. You know why? Because I value you. So you're important to me.
I'm glad ain't nobody at home with me, because they would be wondering why is this person messaging you at 2 o'clock in the morning.
But at least it's not for illicit things. I value your opinion and things like that. I might call you up. I might message you at 2. I need a prayer.
I don't know. I've heard about you and your grandmother. I think y'all got it under wraps already. So.
I try to behave sometimes. Mrs. Victoria, tell us a bit about the event that you have coming up.
Well, Boxcutter magazine has an all-white attire event coming up Saturday, June the 14th at the Norfolk Airport Hilton. Tickets for this event will go on sale March the 28th, and they're only $10. The proceeds that we earned from this gala will go towards buying first aid supplies and personal care supplies for a few area shelters that take care of DV victims. And that's something that they are really in need for, because usually with the monies that they get, by the time they pay the water bill and the rent or the estate bill they usually run out of funds. So usually it's the little items that kind of run short. Toothpaste, things we take for granted, toothpaste and washing powder, combs, brushes, hair care products, things of that nature, lotion, body wash. These are things that they run short of, because there are so many people that they have to share these items with. So we want to help by not only using this as our summer issue magazine launching, but also as a way to give back in the community.
We're gonna have a big event that day. I mean, like, we're coming down to join in on this fun and things huge. Like that. We're gonna have. I'm gonna call the governor to make sure he comes.
I'm really looking forward to that. It's gonna be great.
You're gonna have co-host with me. This is one of them. Yes, this is one of the events we're gonna help co-host together.
Yay! All right,
and
sounds good.
So I got a whole bunch of stuff and things like that. Get it going. Now, Miss Shiretta, with your lovely little braid bandit. Is that a braid or band? I can't tell from here. It's a band. Sort of. Sort of. Okay, not a problem. It's nice. Tell us a little bit about what you do.
I am a PCA, a personal care aide. I help people with disabilities. I basically make sure they have their ADLs, which is everyday living, daily needs. I'm also a MA, a medical assistant, and I can draw blood now. But most of all,
through the needles or through your fist?
Sir.
We are talking about abuse now.
Right.
Exactly.
I was talking about in self-defense. Self-defense.
Sure.
Okay, but most of all, I take care of people, and I love this job. I believe God called me to take care of people. I took care of my mother. She passed away as of, it would be a year today.
I'm sorry.
And
you're blessing her.
She's in a better place, though. So, I mean, honestly. But I really love doing this type of work. I really love the hospital setting. I love all of it. And seeing people smile and feel better. That's the biggest part of it.
It's a beautiful thing.
Miss Olivia, what do you do?
It depends on what day it is. So since it's Tuesday, I'm a taxpayer, so I went to work today. I am in the administrative field, and that's about as deep as I can really go with it. I do run across a lot of things medically in the field that I'm in. I handle the paper portion of it, but it's every day dealing with those who have also been abused. And it coincides. So I do a lot with people. I do like to feel like I'm helping. and that's pretty much it. Oh, and I'm a diva by trade, so I'm very skilled in that. Thank you.
No problem. Okay, Miss Brandy.
You asked me earlier, and I kind of frowned at you, but I will speak on one thing. I used to work in the sex offender registry and crimes against minors.
Thank you. I forgot about that. Please forgive me.
No, it's no problem. I work so many jobs, you forget. But I used to work there. But I wanted to emphasize that this registry isn't just for people that do sexual crimes against anyone else. It's also crimes against children. So, for example, if you give a child a beer, the police catch you, you can be on there for that. If you go and abduct your child because you feel like they're being abused and take them somewhere else, then that could be kidnapping, and that's a crime against a minor. So it's not always sexual crimes, which people don't know that when they look on the registry and see people's pictures and people have to re-register, but it's not only sexual crimes. I just wanted to emphasize that.
Thank you, because I had a misconception. I really did. I did.
No, so I'm glad I could clear that up. Besides that, I play the piano for churches. I twist locks if anyone needs to get their locks done. Just let me know. I did this last night, and I think it worked out.
Nice.
Can you do something for me? I'm hurting right here. I could use some locks. Could you help me up?
In another month, yes.
Okay.
Once you grow it out a little bit,
Just
yeah.
grow it out a little bit. Okay, just a little bit. You can get some extensions and things like that. Okay. Twist the scalp.
Yeah.
Okay, not a problem. I'm just trying to get something going.
Well,
I'm sorry. Go ahead.
No, I was gonna say, while I have the opportunity, one thing that I was talking about earlier is the sexual assault. April is Sexual Assault Awareness Month. So if there is anyone that has gone through it that needs some sort of help, there should be many counseling sessions going on, since it is the National Awareness Month for it.
Awesome.
That is. I never knew that. That is definitely good to know.
One of the things I would also, Miss Bless, I'm going to get you again. He's like, dang it, I've spoken. He's bothering me again. Doggone, I will not come here again.
See, I'm awake now. I'm talking.
Exactly. I got you on fire now. You taking something that I've always been big on. You've done self-defense stuff, if I recall.
No, I wanted to. I'm interested in it. I haven't done it. They had a class like 2 weeks ago in Chester area, but I couldn't go because I had choir rehearsal. Mm-hmm. So they do have classes around. I think they are free. I think VCU has it because at one time there were a lot of rapes or assaults going on in that area. Right. So VCU, you could check them out. The police department may be handling that. But no, I have not actually taken a course yet. Try me if you want to, but
she got it natural. She don't need a course.
She already certified, y'all. Mama, she lay hands on and will pray for you later.
Well, next week I'm having a gentleman from MMA, and they do self-defense for women, a whole bunch of different stuff. So if you got time,
those classes are torture. I just want to say.
I used to do shadow boxing some years and things like that. Only reason why I can't do all the heavy exercising I would like to if my asthma and lungs weren't so bad. But trust me, I will get right back on it.
They work you till you pour buckets of sweat. I'm talking standing, stooping on a wall for like as long as you can, just squatting there like it's a chair. It's like,
see, I can't. Mentally, it doesn't bother me. It's just the physical. Because I'm ready the game to do it. Like if I could do it now, trust me, I would do it. I'm ready to go. I'm a little crazy, but as small as me, I was, and now I'm 220 something now, 230 actually probably. But like before, I was like 150 cut and things like that, but still squatting. I'm running across the fields and just doing slap routes and football, and you can imagine me flipping up in the air all the time.
Well, you help yourself.
And everything, and I was like, they were like, it's okay, no, I'm gonna catch it, get it again. And I'm staggering and everything else, but those extra hits hurt. But I did the shadow boxing, kickboxing, and that's some rough stuff. But there's a lot of women in various countries in Southeast Asia and the islands. They shadow and kickboxing. They fight just as good, if not better, than most men out there.
Well, see, that was the point that I was trying to get into. You were asking earlier about what is it that makes men do what they do as far as abuse is concerned. There are a lot of countries that it's acceptable to be abusive to women. to do whatever you want to with women. So if some of those people come over here, they think that's okay to do, then it's going to happen here too.
Well, see, one of the things I had done, I don't know if any of you ladies traveled overseas a lot, things, okay. I am traveling a lot, and unfortunately, perception is, because most of the people that are able to, usually type A, they got money, military, celebrities, sports, politicians, whatever. So they come in and able to abuse. You don't know how many times I see guys go over there, and I've seen women over there, and they chasing after me and things like that. Do you know so-and-so, so-and-so? I've probably been stopped like a million times. It felt like every 5 minutes. Hey, they think for some reason, not because I'm black, they just think we know everybody in the U.S. Like, Matt not drawn to scale, but it doesn't
they
equate.
think all Americans have money because of what they see on TV.
With that, but they think we know each other because they're like, hey, I was hit. They have a child because I was raped, or we have a child because of dating, whatever. Don't know where they are because they were going military, politicians, whatever. And it's a sad state of affairs. When I traveled overseas, I could have been, and I'll tell you the truth, I could have been a doggone bad boy player if I wanted to, easy. There were plenty of women just jumping after you because they think we all have money and things like that. They want, I could have had with like 20 women in one room at once. Literally, that's how they do. And it's a little bit different over there. The darker you are, the more they want you. And everything.
And see, people don't know that. A lot of people don't know that.
And like, you're treated like a king. But unfortunately, a lot of them are still take that to advantage and abuse women. Especially in a lot of, there's a lot of people from, I can't just say African countries, there's a fair amount. Women don't have the rights and things, and I don't agree with that.
I think being American, period, though, you'll get treated better going abroad, whether you're man, woman, gay, straight. It's just that concept of being American. Depending on the country you go to, because I think it just varies on the countries you go to. But just like you were saying, when I've traveled, people are like, Brandy, the American pop star singer, so they don't know, and they treat you so much better. And I'm like, yeah, I'm her. I took my braids out. I play into it, but it just depends, I guess, because I've never been treated badly abroad, like anywhere. So I don't know. I guess maybe in Africa somewhere, but where I've gone, it's been okay.
Yeah, I have an experience that over in some parts of Africa. When you say you're an African American, they don't accept.
They don't like you. Yeah, I've had that happen here, getting my hair braided in the hair shop.
And they're like, you're not African, so it is different. And some will treat you better, and a lot of them do not like you because of they don't like you because of where you come from.
But the funny thing is, they don't like you saying it, but you see more and more adopting our culture.
Yeah, correct.
And everything else.
In Africa, they want, they're starting to go towards, they desire lighter skin for some reason.
So they're
mixing babies up just to have baby. People are adopting mixed babies, so they'll have a light skinned baby,
and they give money. And the country pays you for some of the organizations pay you for that, and it's just a sad state of affairs. Speaking of culture and race, we had a fun photo shoot this past Saturday and everything. Do you want me to set it up, or you want to set it up? Okay. During this photo shoot, Miss Victoria Ashby and Miss Olivia Ashby were prudent in their work in calling ahead, setting up everything with this location. Unfortunately, when they got there, things were going on and they were just opening. But as people were coming in, they were sitting next to where we were working at. And they, if I understand it correctly, they promised us a certain area, and we were going to do the photo shoot. And obviously we were buying food, we were well mannered, but unfortunately, as more people come in, they were starting to complain, and it was to my understanding that they're going to sit the people in the outer rim before they fill in the back part. Now I understand they want their money too and things like that, but they claim that it was not explained to them, which I highly doubt. In addition, two things that major happened that bothered me. One, the customers there did not feel comfortable with us. The one customer complained. I forgot the first one issue. Oh no, I remember. They saw the boxes with the makeup kits, and they're no more different than a small suitcases you travel with in the airport. They were just metal to keep equipment. Oh, y'all got DJ music coming in. We're going to do this, that, and the other. It was nowhere near. The bags were no more different than my book bag now. A little bit big. But they thought we were playing DJ. I'm like, really? We had no loudspeakers, nothing of the sort that even remotely looked like a loudspeaker. I think I had the bigger bag because I had the camera bag in it. That was, I mean, literally. But they thought we were doing that. The second thing was, oh, well, they had liquid and this, that, and the other. Oh, are we making bombs? And I'm sitting here like, really? If we were going to bomb, we would not bomb
in front of everybody.
That we're making bombs of that and mixture, and then
not before my face is finished. Need that.
Yeah, exactly. And I'm like, they were like, it was just stupid. And it's like, really. First of all, we were in. I'm gonna be nice. I don't want to say the city, but
go ahead and put them on blast.
Okay, cool. Yeah, thank you. See, normally I do. Okay, it was Abrillo's in Chesapeake. Did I say the name right? Okay.
Actually, it's Abuelos.
Abuelos in Chesapeake.
Yes, get it right if you're gonna blast them.
Okay, yes. Abuelos in Greenbrier, in Greenbrier Mall area. Now, these idiots sat here and instead of sitting here and saying, stepping up and say, you know what, this is not the case. This is racist. Bye. We don't need your service here. Thank you. But no, he said, okay, man, we're gonna do what we can and what have you. Now, if we're gonna bomb something, we would have bombed a restaurant next to Norfolk or the naval base and things like that where it could be something significant. Not with 100 people.
Don't say stuff like that. You don't know where Bobby could go on. Don't tell them where you might, please. I'm not trying to get locked up tonight, please.
You can't say bomb on the radio.
They'll let you go. You're the lightest one in here. They're going to let you go. But we're not governed by anything, so we fine. But tell them I said so. But what happened is, so not only that, the second part about this is they were giving Miss Victoria a hard time until he saw me with the jacket, and he just totally stopped talking to her and just went to me.
Now, mid-sentence, he just was like.
Now, what bothers me is these two ladies' events.
Right.
Okay, they're in charge. They're whatever.
Right.
Part of it is sexist. The other thing was, okay, you thought I was respectful, got a suit, but you think, oh, I'm going to talk the reason just because the two women, or like I don't have enough balls, so I'm going to let the women handle it. All that mess. Now, this is their event. I'm not going to be disrespectful. I walked over because I saw something going on, and I didn't want to be nosy, but at the same time, something's going on with my girl. What's happening?
Right.
So, I'm about to raise up now. I don't say that too often, so
don't get ratchet.
I didn't.
He getting like straight.
Did I say it right?
Like ratchet.
I'm not very good with the colloquial words, so I want to make sure I say it right. But so what happened was, he came up to me and he kept coming back and forth to me and trying to do everything. And I'm trying to massage and work the situation until he finally gave us the back room corner. And then as soon as they got it up, they was like, okay, hurry up. Just want to get us in there. Couldn't wait. Now, we treated the servers nice. They got tipped. You tipped them, right?
Yeah.
Okay. So they got, we did tip
the
them.
bill was over $100, and that was probably more than 2 tables that was in here.
Really.
$145 was the bill.
Exactly. Like, you can eat there pretty decently for around food, and everything was fine. And then afterwards, after everybody went, I went back to them and said thank you, and it was like, okay, cool, come again. Not sure, but it's like, why be like that?
Yeah.
And it's like, that's just how sad people are. But again, it goes along of like the lack of respect that women have, and I'm thinking, what do you do to your home with your wife?
Unfortunately, working where I work, that happens a lot. I have to explain somebody a process that they need to go through legally, what they need to do or what they don't need to do or whatnot, but they don't like my answer. But then I get my supervisor, he tells them the same thing, and it's okay. So it's like that.
We have the same issue with my job too, just to kind of roll off of what you said, where people will call in, and I work in logistics, so we get truck drivers calling in, and then a woman will answer the phone, and they're like, no, I don't want to speak to you. And I'm like, why not? Because you're a woman. Women don't give money. We have something called T-checks the truckers have to get gas and fuel, food, whatever. So they automatically will just hang up on us because they know that the men in our office are the ones who issue the checks. So it's the same.
Just crazy.
It's horrible, yeah.
We have some more listeners on Big CLR page. Miss Michelle K. Robinson, thank you very kindly for joining us. We appreciate it very much. And again, we have Mr. Cutting Edge and everybody that's listening to LegacyInternetRadio.com. In addition to all of this, Miss Brandy, yeah, I got you to do my little favorite assignment in terms of the words of the week. You have 3. I'm going to let you just go with 2, just to make it easy for you. Now, for everybody who don't know, the purpose of the words of the week is not to show off or anything else or anything like that. The purpose is I'm always trying to improve our vocabulary, diction, things like that, reading. I typically come across words that either I don't know or do know when I read often. Hey, let me share.
And
just
you like polysyllabic words?
Pretty much.
Okay.
And words are more of mentally intrinsic, you might say, as well. It goes along with that. So that's where I come along. But this time, in effort to be a little bit more diverse in things, because the people that come on hate it. But there's a few that come on and done very well. But everybody on the radio listening and love it. So why not continue to have fun? Sometimes we don't get to it depending on the situation. But Ms. Brandy has a couple of words for us. And the purpose is we hear the word, we try to pronounce it, see if we can spell it and use it in a sentence.
Well, normally we have the computer play it, but I'm going to try to pronounce correctly. The first word is obstreperous.
What the what?
Obstreperous.
Obstreperous.
A stripper up on the pole?
Yeah, that's what I thought. That's what I thought. Thank you. Yeah, that's what I thought. Yeah.
You're not good for a reason.
Yeah, a stripperous.
Obstreperous.
I don't understand. Strippers.
Okay. Well, I see. I'm supposed to let y'all try to guess what it means first.
Stripperous.
Obstreperous. Is this what's is obstreperous? Was this Latin
Can
or
you spell it?
do you know? You're supposed to try to guess it.
I don't recall, no.
Okay, obstreperous. Try to spell it, Miss Brandy.
A stripperous.
Miss Victoria or Olivia, which one of y'all want to try to spell it?
Nope.
Yeah. Miss Bless, you know how to spell it.
Nope.
OPSTRIPEROUS.
Obstreperous.
Not quite. No, not quite.
Is it obstreperous?
Obstreperous.
Obstreperous. Vowel sounds. Sound it out now, baby.
It's close.
I'm sorry. Say that again. I didn't hear.
She was on
Sound
the
it
right
out.
path.
What did she say? Give her the mic. Give her the mic. Give her the mic.
OBSTRIEPOURS.
You were one letter off. Oh, you were good.
Okay. What is it? What is it?
It's OBSTREPEROUS.
Oh, wow.
So
There you
you
go.
said I, but yeah, you're really, really close.
There you go. Obstreperous. Okay, Miss Sarita, what does it mean?
I have no clue.
I'm gonna take a guess. Something. Go ahead. Obstreperous. I want to think of the word obstruction. So I'm thinking.
Or something negative. Is it something negative?
I'm thinking it's a
It can be
derivative of
negative,
negative. I'm thinking of a derivative of obstruction.
Okay.
Okay.
Good guesses, good ideas on the
Okay.
right path.
All right. So what's the definition, young lady?
It's noisy or unruly.
Nosy.
You are being obstreperous.
See, I like
That is a good job of assessment right off the top, girl.
You are being obstreperous. I'm gonna tell my kids. You better quiet down. You being obstreperous. You better quiet it down.
Now you're supposed
What?
to make sure you use the word in the sentence and post it online and everything else.
Post it online?
Yep, we gotta post it online and everything. Obstreperous.
Obstreperous.
Yep.
I'm going to work with that.
Obstreperous. Yes, exactly. Tomorrow I'm using that word.
You be surprised.
We need to put that on Word, girl.
Sorry.
That's not a problem. That's not a problem. That's all right. Okay, what's the next one?
I think I'm gonna go with. I don't know. I guess I'll go with ignominy. No, I can't say that one. Ignominious. We're gonna skip that.
Ignominious.
Oh, God.
Ignominious.
Ignominious. Yeah, I think so. Or either we could do diaphanous. Diaphanous sounds fun.
I was liking ignominious. I like ignominious.
She liked that one.
Yeah. I like ignominious. You see what I
She got it.
That is ignominious. Oh my gosh.
I like that.
Okay, what's the definition of that one?
For diaphanous or ignominious?
Humiliating.
Ignominious.
Probably.
Humiliating and disgraceful. Very good. She got it.
What was it?
Humiliating and disgracing.
The word itself just sounds
Ms.
humiliating.
Bless was ignominious in the sentence.
I have to use it in a sentence.
Ignominious.
Yes, you have to use it in a sentence.
You are being ignominious to me.
By making her use it in a sentence. Works for me.
Trying to make me feel stupid.
You are being ignominious at this restaurant.
You are on point with the sentences, man. I tell you are on point.
Right. You are ignominious in here.
Gotta use that one at work tomorrow too, right?
Oh my goodness, y'all doing. Well, let me give y'all a couple of black facts or historical things that I'm always trying to see and what happens. Okay, let's see. No problem. Okay. In 1956, on March 11th, in 1956, what happened?
The march on the march for voting rights, where lots of people were attacked, and like one person die?
That actually happened, but as a different year. But that actually has happened, and that was on the 10th, actually.
That was the 10th.
Yeah,
Okay.
but you're darn good close. I'm proud of you. But on March 11th of 1956, this was a denouncing. Think of the time. What was denounced?
'56, we were still segregated.
Okay, there it goes.
we're
So now
segregated,
segregated where?
In schools.
Okay, good job.
Lunch counters. Everywhere.
The 12th Manifesto
Water
denounced.
fountains, everything.
12th Manifesto denounced the Supreme Court ruling on segregation in public schools issued by 100 Southern senators and representatives. So very good, very good. What famous comedian? I'll give you a hint. Is a comedian, TV star. He received an International Broadcasting Man of the Year award, and he was the first African American to be a television superstar.
Bill Cosby.
60s, 59. No. TV. They didn't get their shows until the 70s. I Spy. Remember, he had a Richard Pryor show, but before that, no, after. So Rita, you ain't give her the mic. She's not escaping. She got the mic. Well, who was our famous black comedian male?
Who is our famous?
Yeah,
Red Box.
No, I'm saying you just speaking the mic.
Who is our famous black?
Yeah, in the late
comedian
50s.
now?
No, he was the late 50s. He's not alive.
Oh, it's a male. Oh,
Mm-mm.
okay. I was gonna say mine's maybe.
Mm-mm. He had a TV show. Now, keep in mind, he had his own TV show. First African American superstar. Yeah, what y'all thinking is 60s and 70s, the late 60s and 70s. I Spy, Richard Pryor. No, that's 70s.
A black man with a TV show.
Mm-hmm.
No, he was a singer, right?
Mm-hmm. This was a major. Actually, it doesn't get recognized as often as it should be, but this was a major accomplishment, to be honest.
All right, who was it?
Flip Wilson.
Fox?
No, she said Flip.
I didn't hear you. You said Red Fox.
I said Red Fox. Oh, I thought it was. Oh, who was it?
Flip Wilson.
Who Wilson?
Flip Wilson.
Flip Wilson. I've never heard of
You
him.
never heard of Flip Wilson?
No.
Oh my goodness, that is your assignment next week. You're gonna have to know what Flip
Girl,
Wilson.
you being ignominious.
I was getting ready to be obstinate. Look at her using the word.
Being ignominious. Girl.
I was gonna get obstreperous because of it. Yes.
Oh my God. Okay. All right. And on March 12th of 1964. Okay, now this one should be issued. This should be easy. Excuse me. Malcolm X did what?
Join the nation.
No.
Million Man March? No.
Led the nation.
By the way, I just want to let you know, Cutting Edge got it before everybody. The first one, he said Geraldine for Flip Wilson. Cutting Edge got that. But yes.
Plymouth Rock speech.
No.
I give up.
Now, Miss Blush, you know this answer.
How do you figure I know?
Because I know you. Yeah, I know you study certain things just as much as I do. So, all right, and you follow things. 1964, Malcolm X did what?
That's not when he died.
No. Give her the mic.
Take the pilgrimage to.
No.
She was so sure. She was
Sarita?
like, take the pills.
You actually wasn't too far off earlier.
I was ready. I was listening like she's got this.
I'm not going to give you another a chance, but you were close earlier. Okay. Sarita, you give up? Miss Brandy, you give up?
I've been gave up, yeah. a long time
Victoria?
Mm-hmm.
He resigned from the Nation of Islam.
He resigned.
No, you said joined.
Yeah, I need you to get up.
No, y'all trying to.
She did.
You got to use a big word.
He denounced. I was saying denounced. He would have heard that.
Obstreperous.
The source is all in here.
Oh, okay. That's not a problem. I got one more. See, y'all trying to get me in trouble like I did something wrong. Okay. All right. In 1957, John Lee.
Nope.
No, just John Lee. John Lee. No relation to Bruce Lee, just John Lee. He's the first black what?
That's a good question. That's a great question. Great.
First black what? Think of anything famous that was done in the 50s, 1950s, late. I'm gonna leave you alone, Brandy. So you're not sitting up there like, will you stop this mess? Let's see.
John Lee. Hey, you know what? My daughter just did a project.
Cutting Edge was close. He said Cutting Edge was thinking around you did. He said the Mecca. He was thinking about wrote his autobiography, but he got it. He didn't know too, but he was on the same path as you. So you weren't. Don't feel bad. You was on the same. Thing. Now give it a mic and let him say thank you.
Oh, okay. Thank you, honey. What was his name again?
Cutting Edge.
Thank you, Cutting Edge. Thank you, sweetheart.
Not a problem. Okay. John Lee became the first black
actor.
No. No.
Baseball player.
No. Come on. You gonna give me? Put the mic down. Put the mic down.
I'm just trying to guess
Another
and
word.
get lucky.
First black. I need a little bit more.
First black what?
That's what I'm about to ask you. I need a little bit more hints. Give me another hint.
Director?
Battle of the Bulge.
Battle of the Bulge. What's
Hey.
Was he first?
Is the
Battle of the Bulge.
first black surgeon
First black
to
what?
surgeon gastro. What's the
No,
people that
no.
make it?
Gastroenterology? No,
Yeah, no.
Battle of the Bulge.
Come on.
So he
No.
Was he a sergeant?
Liposuction
Was he
wasn't. Huh? Oh, hold on.
Was he
So-
military?
Yes, he was
Battle of
military.
the Bulge was
There you go. There you go. See, now you're pulling out your history, girl. You paid attention in class, didn't you?
A little bit.
Okay. So, Battle of the Bulge. So he was the first black what?
general. General.
Personal trainer.
In the military.
Cutting edge. I'm about, give it up. Give it up. Give it
On
up.
the field.
Mr. Cutting Edge got it. First of all, he said thank you.
He got access to the computer.
Tell-
No, he knows it. He knows it very well.
Cutting edge that he
Okay.
need to be in here.
He said he's the first black commissioned officer in the Navy.
Thank you, Cutting
I
Edge.
said officer.
Thank you,
No,
Cutting
yeah, just
Edge.
now.
Oh yeah, that's the wrong one. Sorry. Thank you.
But I said still no. He's first black officer in the U.S. Navy is assigned duty in December 1944 through January 1945. The U.S. Army integrated black volunteers with white troops to fight in the Battle of the Bulge, the Germans' last desperate counter-offensive to break through the Adrings Forest in Belgium. Over 5,000 African American soldiers in the Army's service units volunteered. 2,500 of them were accepted. After 6 weeks of training, the black troops were organized into 37 platoons of 40 men each, which were then attached to white units of 200 men each. Suggested by General John Lee and approved by General Dwight D. Eisenhower, this was the first and only example of an integrated Army fight force in World War II. White officers later judged that these black soldiers had performed very well and fairly well. Basically, they kicked everybody's tail. Through this experiment proved to be quite successful, the Army withheld a favorable survey on the intermixing of its troops because it would supposedly have undermined its Southern political support for a post-war peacetime draft.
So this was before Tuskegee?
Yes, around that time. Yeah, but it was before Tuskegee, yes, way before that. Not too long. Oh, it's good.
Brandy, me and you, honey, we was on the same page.
We were here. We were here. That's all that matters. So I don't feel so bad.
Good, everything. I also want to thank Mr. Ellis Crum. He's sitting here listening as well. He's joined us for a few times and things like that. So I want to thank you very much for listening, sir. I appreciate it very much for your support and things. So we're definitely going to get you going. In addition, a couple of quick questions. This whole thing with the missing airplane. Thoughts, ladies?
I don't think it's terrorism, believe it or not. I don't know what it is, but I really don't think it's an act of terrorism because, I mean, most countries, when they declare terrorism or when they do terrorism, they want you to know it's an act of terrorizing, so they come forth very quickly. So I don't think it has anything to do with that.
Miss Victoria?
I agree.
I just find it,
but it's true. They don't really terrorist attacks. They do it for recognition. They don't do it, so it can be under.
That's not necessarily true, to be honest. That's been proven many times over the years.
Really?
Yeah, and everything. So, they're not necessarily when the police, just domestic terrorism, when the police doing things and terrorizing, shooting a bunch of people, that's necessary. They want to be known. They want to do things underhanded. A lot of people that's been done underhanded with criminal and crimes and a variety of things, and not just here, but internationally, things are done undercover, covert, thus, not necessarily, but it's still terrorism.
Yeah.
I mean, if I'm stealing bonds, and a certain number of bonds, knowing that it will hurt, for example, if I stole half the bearer bonds and paperwork from Greece, knowing that they owned a lot of property and things, but no one knows, I'm not necessarily trying to let you know, but it affect the market. What's the people, anonymous? They're not trying to be known.
I mean, something as big as hijacking an aircraft. I mean, that's
can't
like
really,
there's only been one incident that I've heard of where they didn't want people to know who they did it, and I forget what country that was, and they went silent about it. But something that big.
It really is terrorism. Cutting Edge says it's terrorism to the extreme, and there's a lot of different ways. I'll go into it more. Miss Olivia, I did not hear your
my opinion, I'm not going to say that I agree that it's terrorism. That's the first thing that's tossed out. And though it could be a form of terrorism, they're putting it as though, in the way America thinks, is not just saying it's a form of terrorism. They're saying it's terrorist and putting a picture with it. So I'm not going to throw it out there and say that it's terrorism. I'm going to say someone hijacked that plane. I don't know.
It could have been the pilot that did it.
It's how the words is being. It's still terrorism. The thing is, it's reappropriating the word. I'll put an example. When you say the word racist, it's always applied to color, skin color, but it's not necessarily that. Could be racist towards another fruit.
But the way the majority think.
Right, because so that's how they putting it in.
Right.
But so in our natural, because of all was not post 9/11, okay, and post all the airport attacks in Beijing and all that stuff. That was where, we think of, hijacking and all these other things. We think that's terrorism, but it's a lot more. Just like there's different types of abuse.
I don't watch the news that often because I try to keep my negativity to a low minimum. But where was the plane headed?
It was heading to Thailand.
Yeah.
Okay, what's going on in Thailand?
Nothing. It was just a normal flight. This is a normal everyday flight like everybody else. They travels like 10 times a day.
And it was headed from
Malaysia,
which is in the same area.
Yeah,
just
Southeast
about.
Asia.
Okay. My
About
thing is, I
1,300
understand
miles,
that technology may not be the same all over the world, and the U.S. may have towers that can see. I mean, we know where our planes are most of the time, correct? Am I right or wrong?
Okay, that's where I'm heading. Okay, first off, it's the same quality aircraft. It's never had the report on this aircraft is excellent, better than some of the airplanes that we have here in the U.S. Okay, so it's not a malfunction. It was something because there was no mayday. It was something so extreme that they did not have time to press the emergency button. There's a bunch of emergency buttons. There's a bunch of different things you're taught as a pilot to do to tip off them. They did not call. You may not have been able to. But there's a bunch of different things you could do to tip off that something's wrong because every single action is caught.
Which is why it could have been a disgruntled employee. It could have been the pilot that just hijacked the whole plane. He could have had a problem with his boss that day. I mean, the possibilities are endless.
Know where it is now?
And that's the issue. And that's where I was saying that, everybody imagines the black box. But to be honest, I believe the black box was disconnected. And things that there was something going on mechanical because even a few miles deep in because it was not enough explosion that if something blows up in, for example, DC that big, we're gonna see it.
Right.
Okay. Something out there, we're going to see it. The issue is that with that many flights and things like that, even if they say, okay, the next plane was like maybe 200 miles away, but there still should be enough smoke and wreckage where you driving through, what the heck drove through here? Right. And everything else. Like, it's 2 hours later, we still see smoke and the fire coming down the street. Correct. So, to me, this is what happened. It got to just taken into the water. And things like that. And then they made claims about possible oil slicks and things like that, but that's not uncommon to see out there, especially with military battleships like China. And then with China, of all what they got, you're going to see it. But the Japan, granted, a couple of thousand miles away, they still going to see it. So it was taken into the water. It dived in. It was. I don't believe it was an explosion.
They still haven't recovered any.
No. But now, if you remember out west, not west. A few years ago, there was a similar issue out off the coast of Africa. It took them about 2 or 3 weeks, but they found that plane in the box. So this is what's going on. Mr. Cutting Edge made a comment. He said the suspects weren't employees. Now, keep in mind the passports were taken. And that's the other thing. And this is the other thing that not only us, but British UN spends money in a lot of these different countries. They spend $1.6 or $8 billion a year on counterterrorism that we help give to help prevent. And then people get mad why we spending money overseas, but if we let it rain crazy over there, they're going to come over here. So we have to do it. But the issue is that how is it that you don't turn off a passport that was stolen that they do. So the two people that said were dead, they sitting chilling like, huh? We here. But it was reported, they reported their passport stolen. But
I think they posted pictures of the persons who stole the passports actually trying to use the passports.
Yeah, and I'm sorry. And then, yeah, so it's kind of crazy how all of this is happening. And you never know. And we just hope that at some point in time that, for the sake of the family, and anyway, for me, that's where this needs to go. You was about to say something, Miss?
Also, what's going on over in Russia, where they're fighting. I got a glimpse of it. Didn't really hear too much about it. Are they still going at war, or?
It's right now. It's almost a stalemate, but it's going to be. It concerns me because it's not the first time of recent, some stuff was going on. Remember, they were invading Georgia at one point. A few years back, and Russia over there, and it's sad because there are a lot of people tend to take this angst towards the country as a whole, and they shouldn't, because it's just like when stuff the U.S. government do it that don't mean the everyday person likes it. So that's why I've always had a problem when we go bomb and attack things. It's not like we're attacking them, and people have nothing to do with it. So. It's extremely difficult to do all these different things, and we need to do a better job regarding all of that. So, it's very hard. But everybody, as the saying goes, we're here at that beautiful time of the year. No, I'm sorry. That we're. What in the world? I'm sorry, everybody. We having some small technical difficulties. The wire is not wrapped around my neck, so that's good. That's a good thing. And things, but I enjoyed. We'll get it together. Would you like this one? No, I want you to hold on to the mic. You ladies hold the power. That's fine for me. But I just have to keep it still. So we apologize. But did y'all have fun?
Yeah. It was nice.
Of course.
All right.
Yes.
All right, Mr. Rita, what did you learn today?
A lot, actually. About the general. Words that we're not used to saying. A lot of insight about domestic violence, about abuse. It was a lot. It was great. I enjoyed myself.
Okay, I'm glad. Miss Brandy, did you enjoy yourself?
Of course, as always.
Okay. What did you learn today?
I learned that domestic violence comes in a lot of different forms. It's not just physical. It can be against a man or a woman. So definitely got a lot of good information, I think.
One of the things that we kind of missed it, and it was my part for I missed the note. One of the things, the abuse that men go through in domestic violence is the abuse of, a lot of women tend to, besides hitting and things like that, you see a lot of women coming up and slapping a man. My grandma said that, men and women should be hitting each other, but if you're going to be a woman enough and try to take yourself out the woman's role and hit a man, be prepared to get what you get and everything. But that don't mean you go around slapping them just because she hit you. But that's what happens. In addition, women do the abuse, still violence, in terms of like, you won't give me enough kids money to take care of me and the kids. We're not gonna let you see the kids. It's what you went through, just in reverse. It's a lot of bad things, so that goes on too. Mr. Cutner said he agreed with everybody. He said we need to spend that money in Detroit though, and other things that we build in the U.S. So I can understand that. Ms. Victoria, did you enjoy yourself?
I did enjoy myself. I learned yet again that I love to meet new people.
Okay.
So I feel like I made some new friends today.
Yes, you have.
Definitely.
Yes, and I think everybody was pretty in their own way.
All right.
Tune the 14.
Definitely. She's throwing heads. She's like, heads, everybody.
Now, I'm not just plugging because it's just our event, but I have been told that this has never been done in the Hampton Roads area. So really? June 14th is a night of history. It is the first time anything of this caliber has ever been done for domestic violence. We do stuff for AIDS awareness and Cancer Society, and I'm not taking away from that. It's a good thing. But there has never been a gathering outside of the month of October for domestic violence awareness. So I was told by a city official that night will be history. So we need everyone to come out and support. $10, come out and support and help us make history.
And we can find us at
the Norfolk Airport Hilton, and you can go online, bxcmagazine.com.
Like the Facebook page.
You can go on Facebook. We're always on Facebook. We're always posting. In fact, we're going to be posting probably the flyer and anything related to the event will be on social media.
All right, Miss Olivia. Next week, I want you to go blue, okay?
Oh, I got you. I got a whole drawer, honey.
Okay,
this
cool.
ain't nothing.
Let me ask you, does it stay on strong?
It depends.
Oh.
But this particular one, she's steady.
She's steady.
She's steady.
Okay. Okay. Has that one been tested recently?
No, she's not as old as the other one.
Oh, okay.
So
no, but I mean, like, it's been tested.
No, sir.
Okay.
So it's not pullable.
No.
That's what he was asking.
I don't have the drawstring on this.
Like, is it pullable?
The drawstring is tighten it up. It's what's that? What one of the words over there? And us, but yeah, strippers.
Oh gosh, no.
I learned first how to get here, so that was good. And also, I learned that my feet were really ashy tonight, and no one judged me. You guys are so awesome.
We don't care about that mess. I keep telling people you're supposed to judge. You don't care, but you don't condemn.
Thank you for not condemning me for my dusty feet.
That's already good.
But also, I've met wonderful people. You all are wonderful. I know you, but y'all are wonderful. And if I can inspire people to, in your area, donate to those shelters, volunteer somewhere, be a helping hand to someone, be a blessing to someone, and have fun, live life, go crazy, be good, love each other.
Amen. Mr. Cutner said all you ladies are extremely wonderful. We need to get some pictures of all of y'all. And then he asked for the
buy a ticket for the June 14th event.
He is in Florida.
It don't matter. That's 2 tickets. I need a plane ticket.
Planes run all the time.
I'm sorry. What you say? Say it again. Give her the mic. What you say?
I said planes run all the time from Florida to Norfolk. As a matter of fact, the Hilton Hotel is right there
right
by
next to the airport. Right,
it's fly on in and make your reservation. Cutting Edge. We need to see you there.
Okay, I'm gonna tell him. But he asked for the Facebook page. It's BXC Magazine.
Yeah, BXC Magazine.
I'm sorry, I thought it was just Boxcutter.
Boxcutter.
Boxcutter
Magazine. It's a Facebook page.
Boxcutter is one word, and then magazines.
Yes.
Okay, so
yes, sir. Go up there, sir, and check it out.
All right, Miss Blessed.
I have a suggestion for you ladies. Maybe get involved with or maybe call to the Iron Horse Radio on Thursday. See if maybe they could organize a motorcycle ride for domestic violence.
That would be nice.
That's a good idea.
Iron Horse Radio on Thursday night, correct?
Yes, it
with
is.
Miss Sylvia.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, maybe y'all can.
Cinemax.
That would be
Cinemax.
Nice.
Yes, that's her name.
Iron House.
Mm-hmm.
Iron House.
Yeah, Cutting Edge said, all right.
Oh, you coming, Cutting Edge? I'm gonna have a spot for you, honey.
Okay.
Come on down.
All right, and
and I also learned how to take a picture today, y'all.
There you go. Iron Horse Radio. Okay, I'll get you contact information. I can work on that for you. That's not a problem. I want to say, ladies, it's been a pleasure.
Wait a minute. Now I learned that I could have fun on Tuesday nights instead of just on Monday nights. So I might have to come back by here on Tuesday night.
Yes, please.
Now I want to make this for the record. Okay, I've asked you. I just wanted you to know that.
I wasn't saying that you have not asked me. I just said that I had fun on a Tuesday night instead of just on Monday night.
You've called in before and you had fun.
I have called in. We talked before on the abuse angle before. So yes, I have called.
But I want you in for other things besides abuse and things like that. Because this is a highly intelligent lady and things like that. She was one of the first people I've asked to join on our show, but she does so many other things. I can't take her away. For I'd be rude. I'd be selfish. So I appreciate you very much. and things. I still might have a few things for you and everything, on the back burner. So.
Well, I'll be here on the 24th to help Miss Charisma on that Monday with her dating pool.
Yes, you're there for that. Okay, not a problem and everything. I need to get up in there more often because I start too much trouble.
Well, I can plug her really quickly, Candace. She has the Dating Pool blog on Facebook where she talks about relationships issues. She has a forum every third Saturday of the month where we sit together and we go to different venues and we talk about the relationship. She usually has a very good questions and we talk about the issues back and forth, and we learn a lot of different things from Miss Charisma, so that's her shout out right there.
Mr. Cutner says he got you. He'll share your page at around 12 p.m. tomorrow.
Thank you.
And everything, so we're going to get you. And he's not sure he can get up here, but if he can, he'll try and do it. I promise you that.
Thank
if he
you,
can.
Mr.
But he works hard and things like that. I want to give again to another shout out to Miss Jocelyn Best down in the 757 area. She got her album release at the American Theater up on 125 East Mellon Street in Hampton, Virginia. $10 a ticket. You can go to artistjocelynbest.com, artistjocelynbest.com. Thank her so very much for sending us the music and things like that. So I appreciate that very much. I want to also thank Miss Lisa McKinley for setting that interview up and everything else. And she has been a joyful help with that. Shout out to Mr. Sincere, who was not able to join us today. He's not been feeling well and things like that. But shout out and things like that. He would have enjoyed it and things like that. Also, shout out to Miss Candace Wertz and also her writing partner. She was not able to join, Miss Nikki Oy, for their CN book series. The letters just CNBOOKSERIES.com, and you'll see their book Made to Love coming out. Join in, give a shout out on the guest list. See the snippets, a whole bunch of things. Also on their Facebook page, they're on Pinterest, they're on Twitter, they're on Google Plus, they're on Instagram. I got them set up with everything. So that book is coming out. That's going to hit heavy and strong. So that girl's going to be on the TV and everything. So y'all really going to enjoy that and stuff. But I thank her for coming out as well.
Can I ask a question? I'm sorry, I don't mean to interrupt you, but I just thought of something with the abuse aspect of it. How long had you all known your significant others before you noticed something wasn't quite right?
A year.
Microphone.
It was a year for me. Things changed drastically, like in a blink of an eye. You just woke up and it was. I know it don't sound right, but a year. He was great for a year. That second year rolled in, it was a complete change.
So how was the living situation? Were you all?
At first, we were living separately, but once I thought things were going great, I moved in with him, and that's when everything took a turn for the worse.
For me, it was a couple of years. It was actually, we knew each other for a long time, dated for a while. All the way up to becoming engaged when my daughter was born. And right after that, it just seemed like things just changed. It just seemed like once I said I do, he said I don't. So things, it was a complete 360.
Mine was pretty much kind of instant. I think we rushed things very quickly. Being that I was 10 years younger than he was, it was just instant. So he was very controlling and manipulative from the start.
Mine was about 6 months. 6 months into dating. He wanted to be very controlling, but he was, I couldn't do anything if I didn't answer the phone within a certain amount of time. He would go off the handle.
Was he one of those people that had a separate cell phone that only you can answer and things like that?
Kind of, sort of. Well, I just had a house phone at that time, but if I got off of work at 5, he would expect me to be home at least 6 o'clock is too long. He would call back to back 5 minutes after the other, and He would tell my mom he wouldn't want me to go anywhere else unless he's with me. He was very, oh my God, he was.
So I guess the reason why I asked was because it goes to show that there is no set amount of time for these things to happen.
No.
But did you get a gut feeling that first time that you knew something?
Yeah, and that's exactly what I wanted to. If we couldn't leave any note or any thought, lasting thought, to go with your gut instinct. We don't think about that in the beginning. It's not until when you look back and you reflect, like, you know what, this did and this. But if you can just follow your gut instinct, usually somebody of a higher power is talking to you, but we tend to ignore it a lot, and we don't realize it until it's the after fact. But definitely go with that gut instinct. If your hair stands on the back of your neck from something that they say or a reaction that they do, is usually a good reason why your hair is standing on the back of your neck. So,
and love yourself enough that if it's not right, recognize it's not right. Love yourself enough to leave that person alone.
Yes.
You don't be afraid to do it. Don't be afraid to do it. It's all right.
To be alone. It's all right to be alone. Sometimes it's better.
No, Miss Brandy. No. I was asking, what about for you? I know it's a different situation, but did you know the person, or how was it? Are you able to elaborate?
Oh, I will elaborate. I was hanging out in clubs. I don't want to say too much for fear that the people might be listening or whatnot, but I was hanging out in certain clubs, and it was brought to my attention, this person is watching you. This person is following you. You need to be cognizant of it. But something else happened that led up to the fact that we had to have an interaction. He was trying to get me to go somewhere with him, and I was like, no, I'm not going with you. But because there were so many people around, I didn't want to create a scene. So I went. And I knew I shouldn't have, but by the time I was in the car going somewhere that I knew something wasn't right, because I had been to the same place and dropped someone else off like a week before, and I didn't see that person there. It was too late. I was already away from my safety zone. My car was somewhere else. And when we went into the apartment, no furniture anywhere. So it was just like, okay, I dropped someone else off here last week. Why is there no furniture here? And the alarm started going off, but by then it was too late. So
I'm very sorry about that and everything.
You live and you learn. I mean, unfortunately, sometimes you got to go through things. So.
Well,
I believe sometimes we go through certain things to help the next person. It's hard to say that you have to go through all of it. That's very deep and hurtful. But I do believe that we are strong for someone else to help pull them through it and to help guide them, because we don't want them to be hurt like we were. So that's the biggest thing for me. It's just your testimony, our testimony, to help someone else so they won't have to go through that test.
What you just said is exactly right, because after everything happened, when the police came and they thought that we were supposed to be having relations, and I changed my mind, but I have a black eye and a busted lip, you know, I mean, I can't explain how disappointed I was in the officers, but, you know, like I said, it is what it is. But what you said about being a testimony is true. I try to tell, you know, young ladies, especially working in the church, you know, if you don't feel right, don't do it.
Right.
But
God gave us intuition. God gave us that.
No. Talk. No, we got plenty. This is important.
But also to be accountable. Hold yourself accountable. Now, don't blame yourself. I can't blame my abuser 100%. I will blame 80%. 20%, I stayed. I could have left after the first hit. I could have left after the first cussing. I didn't, because I felt I needed to prove something. I'm a better woman. I can handle it. So hold yourselves accountable. You know forgiveness is part of it, but forgiving yourself and healing is also seeing yourself. And not to get on a church side of it, but I also asked that God would show me myself. Show me something. And when he showed me that, I was able to forgive him. And I do forgive him. And I knew I did when I called him and told him, you know what? I forgive you. And he thought I lost my mind. It took me 3 years to do it, but I called him. I said, you know, I forgive you, because you taught me just how strong I was and how not ever to be loved again. when I was able to talk to him and not be pissed off, it was done. It was done. It was good. So, recognize yourself and know that power you have. Men and women, y'all both have power. Study that. If a lawyer wants to be a lawyer, he goes to law school. You want a husband, you study that. You study men. Men, you want a wife, you study what a wife is supposed to be. I guarantee you make a better choice.
Anybody else?
The other part of what I was going to say was she was saying that you want to make sure it doesn't happen to anybody else, and that's where I was going. I didn't press charges. I wish to God I had, but I didn't because of some other things that were surrounding the whole situation. But I did go and talk to a police officer just to see if anything had happened in that same place. And when he said he hadn't had any reports, he saw my report. So, but he didn't see that anything else had happened there. I was like, okay, well, it was just me. I'll let it go. And if I was to see that person, I have blocked out. I can't remember that person's face. So if he ever tried that again, I don't know who he is because that's my way of coping with it. I forgot.
It's to block it out, but it's yes, it would. It will. It will.
But it's good that you don't want you to be
There's no time limit anymore, I think, on the same. You still can. You can still, there's no statute of limitations, sweetheart.
Oh, that's great. That is
You
great.
can do whatever you want, sweetheart, and things that I give Virginia credit on certain things, and that's one of them, and things like that. Another thing I feel like they did is they if you were a stripper or raped or something at a teen or something like that, or if you were a prostitute, they're not gonna. You can get those charges expunged because of that situation. So, I'm grateful that they at least allow that and things because Virginia's. When it comes to changing something for the benefit of people, Virginia is really slow on a lot of things. But at least, and they still nowhere is perfect, but at least it gotten better. So I'm grateful for that and everything. So, Mr. Cutting Edge made a couple of comments. He says that any man who abused a woman is a little man. You might want to. He's saying we need to do a repeat of the show, and he asked that you ladies come back. And everything.
Oh, we would love to come back.
So, we appreciate And then I know I'm going to get a bunch of people things. I got to get a picture of all you ladies together and also.
Yeah, you make sure you send Mr. Cuddy a picture.
Not a problem. He says he takes care of all of this stuff, so we definitely do.
Mr. Cuddy, he on a whole other level. Mr. Cuddy.
Yeah, Mr. Cutting Edge. He does an awesome job. He posts images when he can and stuff like that. He got some great things. So
awesome. All right, we'll definitely be back just for you.
Too, I've really enjoyed you ladies being here. It was really a lot of fun talking, and I feel like we had like girl talk almost. See? So got a lot of stuff out. So thank you guys, and I would love to have you come again.
So you saying if I wasn't here, it would have really went down, huh?
Oh, wait, that's all this place.
Yeah. I was like, wait, well, if you would have been here, we probably would have had some wine and all types of stuff.
Look, I really was thinking about that, but I said, I know all of y'all. I didn't know you so really, but I know all of y'all. If I got some wine, it would have really been on. So I would say, Marcus J would have been like, Steve, what the F you were doing? And he let the women have it. If he's hearing this now, he'd be like, man, I'm going to have a talk with you. So I'm going to get it. Okay,
it was
cool.
great meeting you. Thank you.
Thank you.
Definitely off the last one on the bandwagon.
Do it again.
You're not on the bandwagon, girl. You're part of the crew now.
Yeah, you're part of the family.
As always, you're part of Legacy Internet Radio now, the crew, and we look forward. We're gonna come down. I'm trying to bring. I'm really trying to bring all of us down.
Yeah, please do.
I'm sorry, I did that. I apologize.
What?
Do what?
I cut in and started it all up again.
No. Seriously, no. We had something like this is always, it's always, we have full reign. We don't own nothing. So something like this, it's full reign. Do what you got to do, sweetheart, and everything. You're always welcome. You always can post a comment. I beg people, questions, comments, concerns, whatever. You're always welcome. Like I said, you wake up in the middle of the night, you can message me at 2 in the morning.
I'm not going to do that.
Yeah, well, I get them. So I need to ask a question.
Go ahead. Yeah, there you go.
Really?
And I respond.
No, you send a text at 3 in the morning. I need to ask a question.
Right, but you call me 2 hours later.
I do what?
She called me at my bedtime at 4:30 to 6.
I said, okay, you text me at 3:30.
But 2 hours later. 2 hours later.
Yeah. See, I work nights. Let's not let the public get it twisted. So I'm up at night. I'm a night owl.
Doing nursing, right?
Yeah.
See, you left yourself wide open. You left yourself wide open. And then I was trying not to let the shoe drop.
Wait a minute. Did you hear that long pause? It's a long pause.
It's like everybody looking at you like, oh. So when you said you was tired for a reason.
Boy, do I love Hampton Roads.
Oh, I guess so, don't they?
I love it.
I will leave y'all with a couple of happy things and things like that. And cut me in, cut off whenever. If you really want to do something, you'll find a way. If you don't, you'll find an excuse. Not all of us can do great things, but we can do small things with great love. You know, another one to life would be perfect if hard times had fast forward buttons and good times had pause buttons. Mediation, because some questions can't be answered by Google. And the last one, unless it's mad, passionate, extraordinary love, it's a waste of your time. There are too many mediocre things in life. Too many. Yeah, I'm sorry. Let me start that off. Okay. Unless it's mad, passionate, extraordinary love, it's a waste of your time. There are too many mediocre things in life. Love shouldn't be one of them. Everything else. So we're gonna do what we can and things like that, and stuff like that, and stuff like that. And so we're doing what we can. So I appreciate everybody. God bless. Good night. Oh, daggone it. Forgive me. Well, before we do, contact information. Forgive me. Ms. Victoria, start off.
You can always contact myself on and my sister, either way, bxcmagazine@gmail.com.
Facebook.
And on
Boxcutter.
Facebook. We're always on Facebook. Facebook is one of the fastest ways to contact us. But if not, bxcmagazine@gmail.com.
All right, Miss Brandy.
My contact information? Really?
Well, okay, you can contact Miss Brandy through enlivenradio@gmail.com.
Yes.
And also, she has a model page, Brandy Richardson. And she's going to get on that more. And you have what coming up? You said you have something released?
A DVD, yes, in May.
I'm still pissed with you all this time. You just now said something.
I told you that today. I don't know. I don't like to be all
it's like
boastful and talk about
What's it about, Brandy?
Well, it's called Vengeance is a 44 Magnum. It's an action revenge film, so kind of like my life almost a little bit.
Why you want to talk about that?
You've been saying that.
She's been with us for half a year. And never said a dang thing.
I know.
She just said, I'll just be busy. I just go to sleep.
I do a lot, so I don't want to be that person that's like,
well, you make sure you blast that on June 14th.
I will.
Don't forget Fort Hilton.
This comedian, Lissa P is performing and things like that, so we're going to get that going. Contact information for you, young lady, whatever you want to share. If not, don't worry about it. Okay, no problem. So we'll say if you need me, contact me. Okay. Bless.
Like I said, I'll be on here on the 24th, which is Monday, from Marcus J's Ain't No Half Stepping with Marcus J, helping out Miss Charisma with her dating pool. So I'll be here on Monday the 24th.
Cool. If you have any questions, you can contact LegacyInternetRadio.com and we'll get the message, or me, whatever we need to do. We'll make sure she get it. We promise you that. I'll call at 3 in the morning for you.
Yes, he will.
And on that note, enlivenradio@gmail.com, Facebook, Live and Radio, Instagram, SLS5S, Sam Larry Sam, the numeric 5 Sam, Twitter, SLS5S. Not on Pinterest, but I'm going to get there soon. And Google Plus, Enliven Radio. Also, check out our YouTube videos. Please watch them and get some comments and things. And we got a lot of great things for your daughters and children, family, friends, aunts, uncles, brothers, sisters, cousins, mama, baby, daddy. Whatever you need, we got it all for you. So God bless. Good night, and we'll be back. And thank everybody for listening. Good night.
Peace.